Time's up, I done touchdown. I'm high stepping for the touchdown. I stay repping for the slums where the young bucks started loaded up just to bust rounds. I'm steady having flashbacks.
Thank you for joining in to the ASC South Bend Battle Podcast. We have not a lot to talk about today, so we'll hurry up and get to it. First, I'll introduce our commentators. For the Titans, we have Little Haas X, John Ha.
That's right. Mr. Positivity is here.
Yeah, a lot of people's upset with you. A lot of Titan fans, so they don't like your takes on the Titans.
Nothing new.
They hate the fact you don't go to Delusion World,
right? And that you don't like Derek Henry shirtless. So
they don't know that.
And for the Houston Texans, we got Mr. Dylan Cieslik.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
And last but not least, your favorite Colts commentator, Haris Nukala.
Hey, I need you guys to do something different today. When you guys get a chance, go on Twitter, and if you need to write it down, I can make this happen for you. But I need you to do hashtag Dane to Dallas. We're just switching it up a little bit, guys. Look, we got the pieces in place. Damian Lillard's coming to the Dallas Mavericks. But yeah, just a little sideshow for tonight. Hashtag Dame to Dallas, baby. Let's go.
And of course, I'm your host, Fan Matt Briggs. We're letting Sam take a break. She's pampering Hank, for all the times he abused him mentally. So, because we're all hashtag Team Hank here. So, you be better paint his nails and everything, Sam. We want the whole works for our boy Hank. Before we get going, Sunday is 4th of July. Is one of the big reasons why we get to do what we do. It's because everybody who sacrificed, their lives to give us our freedom. So if you served in the military, have family in the military, we want to say thank you for everything you've done for us, especially you, Dylan. You served our country. So we want to, give a thanks. And also kind of leading into, since we have this freedom, breaking news last week, the Oakland Raiders defensive end, Carl Nassib, came out that he was gay, first active player in NFL history. Big moment. And this is the part, like, if you are, I'm going to boycott the NFL, you don't have the right to kneel. If you're that type of person, this is the time where you hit the exit button and leave, because we're not about that. We're about, positivity, especially this. This is huge news for the whole community. It doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, whatever. Big news. So I'll start off. Dylan, what's your take on it, bub?
I think it's really big. It's really big for multiple reasons, multiple people. It's big for the LGBTQ plus community. It's big for the players themselves. Like they're finally, like, he opened the door to, there's more than just him in the league who's gay, and he's finally opening that door. It might have just been creaked open a little bit, but soon that door is going to get broken down, and the players are going to get to be whoever they want to be, whoever they feel they are off the football field. It doesn't change a thing on the football field. So I think it's good for them to be open. It's good for, they're going to get more communities. I think his jersey sales skyrocketed. It's just, to me, it's all around good. And if people have a problem with it, then turn off your TV. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the next day, I believe he was the highest purchasing jersey. So good for him. Yeah. Reese, what do you think about it, bub?
Look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like, I understand these things, but I will tell you one thing, I'm not here to judge people. I'm not one to say, one person is better than the other, or, just because one person does one thing, it doesn't make them any better than another person. I'm all for the people. I'm all for people being who they want to be. I'm all for people expressing themselves. And it's really funny, right? When I was a kid, and you talk about like Disney Channel, and just the one thing that stuck out to me is like people always express themselves on Disney Channel, right? I think that word "express yourself" was poorly used. I don't think it really was true. I thought it was really interesting growing up, hearing that phrase come from just public TV, because I guess you could say in a way Disney Channel was very public. It was very international. I think we're finally really getting to a point to where we feel as a society, we feel that the things that we say and the things that we do are finally truly us, if that makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think this is huge. I think, shout out to Carl Nassib. Obviously you have your haters. The Michael Sam thing was a little bit different because he hadn't been in the league yet. He was actually going through the draft process, but yeah, shout out to Carl Nassib. I hope it really helps.
I'm glad you brought that up because Michael Sam's was the first one drafted in the league, but this is bigger because Carl had to hide for what was he been in the league 6 years now? 6, 7? He's been in the league.
That long,
yeah. He's Cleveland, now Oakland, Las Vegas. He has to hide now. He doesn't have to hide no more. Which, like Dylan said, it gives the possibility for other players to come out, and hopefully
not
they do.
Football players. I mean, players of all sports.
Yeah. Right. Most definitely.
Yeah, and so I think it definitely opens that up. So shout out to him. Thank you for sharing. The way he did it I thought was really classy. The Instagram video, very sincere. So, hey, I don't know how many people know who Carl Nassib is. Dude's not a bad player. He's actually really solid.
Really, very underrated player. I thought.
So, no, shout out to him, and I hope more players come out. And I think the NFL did a great job of showing their support for him as well. It really shows you how much the league has changed.
Yeah.
And I think it's heading in the right direction, and I hope we continue to head that way.
Oh, most definitely. John, what's your take on
it? You hear these news, and I think what happens is, or at least in the following days, the reception to everything has been just enormously positive and not negative. And it's kind of times like this where I really I'm not old by any means, but within my lifetime, when I was a kid, this is not something that would have been looked at in a positive way. It would have been seen as controversial. It would have been seen as something shameful. It would have been seen, very, very negatively. And I know that progress is sort of a thing that we like to look forward to and chase those sorts of things. And I wish that people, even in the younger generation of me, sometimes have a hard time realizing that we've come a long way from, again, even in my lifetime. I mean, in 2015 is when gay marriage became legal across the entire country, and it had to take the Supreme Court to do that. And a lot of states would vote against it. And to see if in just an amount of 10 years, like from 2011 to now, the overwhelming amount of acceptance. And as Carl Nassib said, I want to get to a point where something like this isn't even a big deal.
Yeah.
We really are trending that way. And it's really, really, really nice to be able to look back and to see how much we've changed. Even myself personally, I haven't always had the most welcoming thoughts in my more naive days. I like to think I've changed more as a person, but again, that's the point of progress. We're always getting better. It's really, really, really nice to see the overwhelmingly positive response is completely outweighed the negative. It's such a great, great, great moment of inspiration in a time where it feels like we're really divided, that it feels like most people kind of see eye to eye on this particular thing. I mean, there's always outliers on everything, but it seems more and more people agree that this is fine. There's nothing wrong with people being who they are openly.
Right, exactly. And I know this is overplayed, but saying that our children are our future, and they truly are. And this right here has set up for generations of, like Dylan said, other sports, other athletes to come out, and it doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter, if you're gay, lesbian. Doesn't matter at all. It's who you are. That's all we care about. Is who you are as a person. So I think that's great for our future generation, for my kids and so forth.
And it is. Like seeing this now, like you have a kid growing up and, say the kid is gay. But he loves football. And, as a kid, I wanted to play in the NFL. I know that. But that little kid, he sees not a single football player is gay. Like, I will never be able to play football. Now this is seeing, like, you can't let that stop you. You can't let who you are stop you. You can only stop yourself. And I feel like that's big for, like you said, the kids growing up and all that.
Well, I don't know if it was the same for you guys growing up, but when I was in the locker rooms playing football and sports, I mean, it's sad, but there was a lot of mockery of it. People were you couldn't beat that. So I think this would help stop that in the locker rooms, especially in the college levels, the high school levels, and the pro levels. I think it's, they'll actually see the person besides of seeing, that word. It shouldn't matter at all. Let's say again, we support Carl Nassib. We support the whole movement. We're happy. We're proud of him. Dylan, is this where you gotta leave us, or you stay on for a couple minutes?
I'm gonna bounce out.
All right.
Thanks for having me on for a short time.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We appreciate your take on it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Later, man.
See ya. Bye, everyone.
Now moving on, not saying it's not important, but moving on to a lighter subject. Way too early season awards for the division. We're gonna start off. Let's do the biggest one of them all. MVP. John, who's your MVP of the season?
The NFL? The entire NFL?
No, just the division.
Oh, just the division? Either way, it doesn't matter. It's the same answer. We all know it's going to be Derrick Henry, right? Okay. If you don't agree, you're lying. You're lying to yourself.
Yeah.
We all know it's Derrick Henry.
Except quarterbacks rule the world. So
this is like I said, we're heading into a bright new future. This is just the first step.
No, we're not. No,
this is. Come on. This is the.
John. Delusion World has declined your.
I told you this is a new era. We're moving into a new era. This is fantastic. I'm so excited to see Derrick Henry shatter the single season rushing record. They're the number one seed. It's gonna be great. You're gonna get a lot of really fun Facebook messages, Harish.
I'm sorry to tell you this, but the only way he's going to win MVP, especially of the league, is him have another 2,000-yard rushing season.
And then that's not going to happen?
No.
Name me another person who's done it.
Obviously, it's going to happen.
Name me another person who's done it.
It's not going to happen.
Hey, history gets made at some point. Someone has to be the first.
You're not. He's first off, as elite and as knockout punches y'all think your offense is. Don't you think Julio and AJ are going to take a lot of the pressure off of Derrick Henry? Wasn't that the whole point of getting them?
Yeah, they said it was really. They were really excited to get field passes to the Derrick Henry show.
Wow. Hey, I'm all for running Derrick Henry into the ground. I'm all for it because he is your offense. Your offense solely relies on the success of Derrick Henry. So
I hope you enjoy it after we just stomp the.
I agree with Harish. I think his carries are going. I'm not going to say they're going to get cut by half because the Titans. That's all the Titans know how to do is hand the ball off to Derrick Henry. But it's going to take a cut, and I just don't see him getting 2,000 yards because he's not going to run the ball 500 times.
No, obviously that's not going to happen. But I thought this was overreaction fun time.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Well, I mean, in that case, DeForest Buckner is going to be.
I was having fun with the fantasy.
Yeah, DeForest Buckner is going to be MVP.
I want to dream about what I just want to dream. I just want to dream.
Oh.
Well, to you, Harish, who's your MVP? DeForest Buckner, or are you going to go realistic on this?
Ooh. I mean, the most valuable player to their team is Derrick Henry, isn't he? Right. If you really look at it, Derrick Henry is the most valuable player to any of our teams.
Oh yeah. I think
And then,
that's
yeah.
every
And then
team except for the
second-
Titans.
Yeah. Second would be, Quentin Nelson. I'm not including Deshaun Watson in this. I think those two are the top two players that are the most valuable players to.
Yeah, I don't think we can include Deshaun Watson much for a while,
because
right?
if we can, then it's going to be Deshaun Watson by default because he's a quarterback, right? So I know I think Derrick Henry is the most valuable player to the Titans. I don't care if you don't have
the run game is what makes that engine run, and that's take that away, it's going to be
unless
really
the new OC is high and is all of a sudden wants to be this superhero because he has two awesome receivers. You know what? As a Colts fan, the greatest thing that can happen to me is that the Titans try to turn into a pass first offense. That's the greatest thing that can happen to me. Is try to turn into a pass first offense because that would completely explode in their face.
Well, that and it will actually show what type of quarterback Ryan Tannehill is.
And he's not a sit in the pocket 40 times.
He's a play action type quarterback.
Exactly.
He's gonna have. Well, here's the thing: is they're going to have to figure out how to pass more this year. It's going to have to happen.
But it's still
so Tannehill. This is the most important year for Tannehill. Is that he's going to have to get a little bit better on his second reads. He's going to have to figure out how to stay under pressure. We say how Derrick Henry is the MVP, but this is probably this is Tannehill's most important year coming up because he's really going to have to step up to the plate because look, but the story's out on the Titans. It's been 2 years of the Derrick Henry show, so it's you have to adapt. And so if the Titans continue to run the offense that they have under Arthur Smith, it shows. History shows. People figure it out, and they learn how to stop you. And if you don't, look, Mike McCarthy suffered from this in Green Bay all the time. He refused to change his game plans, and then they suffered a lot, usually in the postseason. We're going to have to do it.
No, I still think, though, even though Tannehill has Tannehill has no excuses. If him not getting to at least, if the Titans don't get to the AFC title game, it's a failure. The season's a complete failure.
So, Haris, we got a question from the group straight for you. It's from Colton Blake Horseman. He says, Haris, Wentz or Trainee? ?
Wentz or who?
Trainee. Tannehill.
They're both the same quarterback. I don't understand. They're both system quarterbacks. They both their successes rely on the success of their system. Look, if Carson Wentz comes out and tries to play superhero ball, we're going to get our ass toasted, right? But if Carson Wentz has to do nothing to be successful this year. All he has to do is not make any mistakes. Check down to your running backs, check down to your tight ends.
Basically what Philip Rivers did last year.
I'm legitimately afraid of Carson Wentz because of what Philip Rivers did. Again, Philip Rivers through his whole career. Again, I've said that his career can be summed up with, that was almost a pick, but he stepped up and he didn't have to do much to make them an 11-win team. That's why I'm worried about Carson Wentz. Yeah. And Titans fans should be too.
Look, you have 3 running backs that can run and pass and catch the ball. I don't think there's a single team in the league that has 3 that can do it. There are a lot that have 2. There's no team in the league that has 3. You have 3 tight ends that can stretch the field. Kylan Granson's I don't know if he's going to be a household name, but he's going to be a name to look out for this year. He's probably the
Doyle.
I don't really care about Doyle anymore. I
don't know if he's still there. That's why
he's still there. He's kind of, he actually had a couple of good plays, but he's going to be that guy that he's got our blocking tight end, right?
I always picked him up late in fantasy. He's always good for a touchdown late in the year.
Kylan Granson's going to be the guy, the tight end that we've been looking for in this offense, right? A guy that can stretch the field, he can catch the ball and get you 10, 15 yards.
Hey, that's perfect for our segue. So I'll start off with you, Haris. Who's going to be your offensive rookie for the division?
Kylan Granson. Kylan Granson's probably the best rookie in this class for this division. Look, he's the 4th round tight end. He's a guy that's going to stretch the field. He's a guy that's for the Colts. He's going to be put in situations that are going to allow him to to do a lot of things that a lot of teams don't expect. He's the typical tight end that Frank Reich looks for. Like he's the Zach Ertz type tight end. And he's that, obviously, right? He was in college, so we'll take it with a grain of salt. But there's not very many tight ends that average 18 yards after the catch in college. Like, and that was his average over the last 2 years. Like,
well, there's one, but he's not in the division. Kyle Pitts.
But again, that's saying something, right?
Right.
Kyle Pitts was a first-round pick. Kylan Granson is a fourth-round pick. So he's definitely going to get some opportunities. Yeah, he's definitely going to get some opportunities. I think Kylan Granson. But here's a name to look out for, and he's actually one of the tight ends I wanted, and he's in Houston. Is Brevin Jordan. I'm a huge fan of Brevin Jordan. I think Brevin Jordan is another guy that really fit in our offense.
I think as a Texans fan, barring if Deshaun doesn't play, which I don't think he's going to, I think the big names are going to be Davis Mills, the one Jordan you just mentioned, and then that big receiver from Michigan. I think that's
Nico Collins.
Oh yeah,
Nico Collins is interesting.
Yeah. They said it reminds me a lot of Andre Johnson before so.
It's really hard to kind of pick this offensive rookie of the year.
Is Trevor Lawrence not in consideration?
Yeah, I was about to ask, is that your pick, John? Trevor Lawrence?
Oh, wow.
Well, since I don't watch college football, man. He's the only option I really know of to take.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, again, Trevor Lawrence is interesting. Do I think Trevor Lawrence is great? Yeah, absolutely. But I think there's going to be a lot. I think we have this expectation of Trevor Lawrence, like he's just going to come in and just knock it out of the park, and Jaguars are going to win 7 or 8 games. I just don't know. Like, can he put up the numbers? Absolutely.
He's going to be exposed to something he's never been exposed to.
Well, I was talking about.
He's going to lose.
Yeah, he's going to lose. So
I don't know if you jumped on, Horatio, at that point. We've talked about how rookie quarterbacks, their first, second years, they've come in pretty early and just had a fire, and they've come out hot. And I think that's where a lot of the expectations are coming from. Because I remember wasn't that long ago that, like, a first-round quarterback, first number 1 overall pick, people would be like, well, then maybe should you sit him for a year? Should you let him wait? It's going to take a while. It did take a while for them to have success. But in the past, 7, 8 years, a lot of these rookies or second-year quarterbacks come out, and they are successful almost immediately. Yeah. And so I think that's probably why a lot of people seem to have these high expectations. Deshaun Watson was successful really quickly. Russell Wilson was successful really quickly. Lamar Jackson was successful really quickly.
Patrick Mahomes.
I just had another one. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes. I was just thinking of someone else now. I can't even remember.
Baker Mayfield, Joe Burrow. I mean,
it's happening a lot. More. Joe Burrow last year was really good until he gets hurt. I don't think it's overreactions to think that Trevor Lawrence could win Rookie of the Year very easily, just because that seems to be the trend with the quarterbacks that go early.
Yeah, no, I think you're right, and
like you said earlier, Horace, it's a quarterback. It's a quarterback error. I'm gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I totally forgot. I didn't do that on purpose. You're not a Jags fan, so you didn't have to. That's the only thing.
He had the Colts roster listed up there, and so he wasn't looking at anything.
But I think the point that I was trying to make is I don't really know who the offensive rookies are in our division. Outside of obviously the ones we only have one, and I think it's Kylan Granson. He's our only one.
Tennessee took they took 2 wide receivers, but they went mostly defense. I guess they took an offensive tackle.
Yeah.
Linemen don't win nothing.
Tennessee and Indy mostly went defense, right? So, actually, Indy went all defense except for Kylan Granson, and then David Strachan, who's the wide receiver
and your quarterback.
Oh yeah, Bam Sam.
Yeah.
Man, I'm just having a brain fart.
Well, speaking of defense, let's move on to defense. Is it Kwity Paye or is it Rashad Weaver? Who's going to be defensive rookie of the year?
Kwity Paye.
You got that on lock, huh?
Yeah, that's on lock. He's going to be the NFL rookie of the year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Look, Kwity Paye, and look, Quiddy Pay. First off, people clown Quiddy Pay for the career he had at Michigan. First off, Jim Harbaugh's a dumb shit, right?
Yeah.
The dude plays Quiddy Pay and stunts when he's a pure edge rusher. So, and also Michigan only played 4 games last year. If they played a full season, he's a top 10, top 15 pick. He's got the skill set. Oh yeah, by the way, he's playing right next to DeForest Buckner. So yeah, I think
he'll be overshadowed then.
No, nobody's gonna pay attention to him because
I think
he's gonna be a pure edge rusher.
I think you're right. I think it's gonna be Quiddy Pay, but don't sleep on Ryan Lopez from Arizona. The Texans picked him up in the 6th round. I'm surprised he was there. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people this year. He's a very good nose tackle, and I think he's going to be one of the key pieces that help us out.
I think Caleb Farley. We honestly
3-14. So
I was going to ask you guys about Caleb Farley. I know he's had the injury problems, but I've heard a lot of positive things about him. But they say like the stuff he's put on tape has been pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean he's a good corner. He's a good corner. But yeah,
I think
2
COVID
back
helped
surgeries.
him.
Yeah, 2 back surgeries.
Yeah. And
there's concerns. What about Elijah Molden? That was the other cornerback they took.
He's not bad. I
don't know too much about him, to be honest.
Okay.
He wasn't that bad in college. The only
My guess is he's going to be their slot guy.
Yeah. The thing is with Farley, he got lucky with the whole COVID situation. Like he opted out for COVID, and he was probably the first round draft pick because of it. So he didn't have to play. So see how his back was, he just had that surgery. So because he wasn't playing,
yeah, he didn't play all last year. But again, that's kind of the risk, right? He didn't play all last year, so yeah, he might have had time to rehab his back or whatever. But what is this? He still hasn't played in how long has it been? How could not playing for 2 years impact him? And he's coming in as a rookie.
Well, the problem is a division. I think we've seen it go both ways.
Yeah, it's just too much unknown with him. Like I don't think it's out of the question. I just feel like it's too much unknown.
Yeah.
Well, I'm craving a really good defensive back.
Yeah, because you need it.
I definitely need it.
Right, especially with Kevin Johnson leaving. Oh.
Because you have 3rd and 15 staring you in the face every year and probably haunting your nightmares.
Well, and if hopefully Bud Dupree is a great signing, and what's his name, Autry from you guys. I hope that maybe that gives us some semblance of a pass rush. Jeffrey Simmons is solid, so
I don't know.
We can get a pass rush that can help.
I don't know. Seeing Danico Autry trying to practice how to cover was kind of funny to me. So
that's the.
I don't think that's going to work out well for them.
That's the Bill O'Brien in them coming out. No. Terrible.
It's hard to be worse at pass rush than we were last year.
Speaking of,
yeah, I guess you're right.
Speaking of Bud Dupree and Autry, last award, who's the most improved? Comeback player of the year, most improved all in one.
You want me to say it?
I'm going to say Philip Lindsay. I think he's going to.
I've always loved Philip Lindsay. I've been a fan of his. He's been one of my fantasy darlings for a while. So
I think he takes the starting job from
Ingram
and David Johnson.
I thought it was. I felt bad for him that Denver brought in Melvin Gordon, and Melvin Gordon's really good, but I think Philip Lindsay just needs more touches. I've always felt that way.
Reese, what you got? You got Pittman?
No.
No. Oh wow! All right.
But why Pittman? Like Pittman wasn't hurt; he was a rookie.
We're talking about
comeback. Right?
He got hurt though, didn't he?
He missed 3 games.
Yeah, but they wouldn't do that. Like NFL comeback player of the year, they wouldn't give it to a rookie.
Yeah. To me, comeback would have to be like.
It's typically
you were
somebody
significantly bad. Or
it's typically someone who was hurt, or they're on a new team because they were cut. You know what I mean? Like whatever team Kirk Cousins goes to next, if he goes 13-3, will win comeback player of the year.
You think BTY?
I don't know. I think it's going to be Carson. I think.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I totally forgot about
It could be Carson Wentz.
This is. I mean, here's the thing. To me, as a Colts fan, right? If Carson does not succeed here, he needs to retire. Like, you suck. Like, to me, if you cannot succeed with this team as your offense, retire. Don't show your face anywhere else. I don't want to hear any more excuses. You have probably a top 3 offensive line. You have 3 running backs that can run the ball and catch the ball. Your wide receiver group, look, this wide receiver group, it might not be one of the best in the league, but it's 18,000 times better than what he had in Philadelphia. That wide receiver group he had last year in Philadelphia was absolute trash. Now, there's some things that Carson Wentz does need to work on himself. Get rid of the ball quicker is one of them. Look, every quarterback that Frank Reich has had, he's cut turnovers in half. So I'm not worried about the turnover machine. He's already been successful in this offense, in this scheme. This was a scheme fit system quarterback pickup. Like, that's the only way I can justify this.
Well, if you think about this too, within the category comeback player of the year, is there anybody other than Carson Wentz that would be a significant candidate for it? It feels like it's set up. What I'm saying is it doesn't feel like he's good. Like, other than Philip Lindsay, and even though I think Philip Lindsay would have to have a Derrick Henry type year to get comeback player of the year or whatever. But I think that I don't think
1,000 yards.
No, I think Carson Wentz is not going to have to do much to win comeback player of the year. The bar is not going to be very high for him.
He's going to have to. He's going to have a winning.
He's going to have.
Within our division, amongst our division, I don't think he has to do much to be the comeback player.
He's going
to.
South. Look, here's the thing. Within our division, he needs to go 5-1. He needs to throw less than 10 interceptions. He needs to have over 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns. I think that's
quarterbacks get 4,000 yards all the time.
Not 4,000. I think 4 or 5 that last year.
I think.
So, it's not.
It's not a very high. It's not a very high amount of people.
It's
35.
More rare. It feels like it happened. Ever since 2011, quarterbacks all the time get over 4,000 yards.
It might feel that way, but it's still actually not that common. I think last year was 3 or 4.
Oh yeah, who's that in the comments? Said Tyrod Taylor gets comeback player of the year. I mean, do you think they give up on him at some point? I mean, do they even start Tyrod Taylor?
Well, yeah. If Watson's not there, of course, it's going to be Tyrod Taylor.
They have to, right? Who else do they have? If Watson is
Davis
there?
Mills, but yeah.
Thanks, Colton. I guess Julio could win comeback player of the year, right?
I guess he could, couldn't he?
Yeah, I guess that would make sense.
He
missed 7, or he either played 7 games or he missed 7 games in Atlanta. Now I'm trying to.
All right.
But either still, so I guess Julio could win playoff or comeback player of the year. So yeah, I forgot.
I changed my mind. I think it's going to be Julio.
I think so too.
I think Julio. You know what? We're gonna put on honest Harish here today, right? I think Julio actually has the opportunity to kind of destroy this division.
Thank you.
I'm actually none of us have really solid cornerbacks. Who has really solid cornerbacks in this division?
Nobody.
Exactly. We play a zone defense, but if we try to go man to man against anybody, we're gonna get roasted and toasted.
But that's the thing, though. Even the Titans got a different DC, didn't they? Everybody except the Colts. Didn't everybody except the Colts get a different DC?
Well, the Titans actually have the same DC, quote unquote, but it's the guy that was the unofficial DC. So now
it's not much changed.
That's why I'm trying to figure out why they're so confident in their defense.
Well,
I don't understand.
In Jacksonville and Houston, Jacksonville not so much because there's a lot of different rotating pieces. You know, you got Griffin and everybody else coming in.
Yeah.
But Houston and Jacksonville got 2 new different defensive coordinators. Lovie Smith running that Tampa scheme. Hopefully that helps Justin Reed and Lonnie Johnson. I mean that can make them good. But you too much unknown right now. You know.
I think Julio leads the division in receiving. I think he's actually going to do better than AJ Brown.
I would love it. I love hearing this.
and
keep it coming.
And I think it's probably for the better for Tennessee. I'm going to take Julio. I'll take Julio for comeback.
I think that's probably. I think we were all we were all overthinking it. We were just trying to think like.
Well, that's what me.
Forgot about the most obvious choice was Julio.
That was what me. The whole Carson Wentz thing. I was just like, oh, I wasn't even thinking about. But
yeah, I forgot about Julio.
Here's my dark horse of comeback player, and that's Marvin Jones for the Jaguars.
What is he coming back from? He just signed a new contract.
And he had a terrible year last year.
Did he though?
Yeah, I don't think he broke.
Was he hurt?
He didn't break 1,000 yards. I think he had
was he hurt?
I think so. I'm not 100%
I
sure.
Look this up.
Yeah, I don't know.
My thing about Marvin Jones is I don't really ever expect Marvin Jones to get a lot of yards. I just expect him to get a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah,
like he's a touchdown
big body,
machine.
Yeah.
So last year Marvin Jones looked like he played every game.
Yeah, he played 900 yards. Wow. Okay, never mind.
It was solid. Yeah, I don't think he's in that.
For some reason, I thought he was. Maybe because the Lions was just God's awful. Yeah. I just thought maybe he had a horrible year.
Well, he did have 2 touchdowns against the Colts, and they lost by 20. So, so yeah, that's probably why. No, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I think we overlooked the obvious. It's Julio, right?
Well, I mean, Julio it seems like the obvious answer. It's either Julio or Carson.
Yeah, those are your 2 front runners for sure. And yeah, I can't think of anybody else. I mean, defensive wise, I mean, I don't know. I can't think of anybody. I mean, everybody on the Titans defense would be a candidate for comeback player if they, stepped up. So let's see. Let's get Rashad, or let's get Amani Hooker as comeback player of the year.
Did we ever talk about defensive player of the year?
We did.
I thought we talked about defensive.
No, we did rookie. You're right. No, we did not say. Yeah.
I could say we didn't get the Harish DeForest Buckner like.
Good segue. I thought I did. So who? I mean, that's got to be the obvious choice: is DeForest Buckner or Leonard. I mean, who else is there? Right.
Listen, I'm tired of it. I'm done. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the Darius Leonard. I'm sick of the Darius Leonard disrespect. I'm sick of the Darius Leonard slander.
Wait, people are disrespecting Darius Leonard?
I don't know what type of football people watch out there, but there are people that legitimately don't think that Darius Leonard is top 5 linebacker.
Oh, easy.
I think then they don't know.
He's easily top 3 in my mind.
Top 5, but he's top 5 easily. But
we'll go through the list. Who's ahead of him?
I mean, I think he's up there with Fred Warner. That's pretty much it. Like Fred Warner and Darius Leonard are the.
You gotta get Von Miller if he's healthy. I mean,
Von Miller's also like
TJ Watt. TJ Watt is better than he is.
This is the other thing, right? Do we count outside edge rushers in the same category as linebackers? We don't. They're 2 different categories.
Yeah, we don't typically do.
I mean, I agree, but also it's not their fault where the coaches put them in that.
Oh, no. I know, I understand that, but they're categorized differently.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, in that case, Bobby Wagner has to be up there. He's a top linebacker. If you're going,
I think he's better than Bobby Wagner.
You think
so? Bobby Wagner's awesome.
Here's the thing.
Okay. Maybe heading into 2021, I would say Darius Leonard. Yeah, you could put him ahead of Bobby Wagner. I might still put Bobby Wagner ahead of him, but I think accumulatively, Bobby Wagner still does have a better resume.
Out of the South, though, he's number 1 easily out of the South. So I mean, there's no.
Bobby Wagner's been in the league for like 18,000 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But he's still putting up good numbers.
Yeah.
No, I get that. Look, Darius Leonard's only been in the league 3 years. I don't think people realize that, and he's been unreal in those 3 years. His tackle totals.
Has he played a full season yet?
He's played. I think 1 year he missed 3 games.
Look, it doesn't matter.
That year,
I thought he missed a couple last year too.
I mean, it does matter, but here's the deal. Look, we've settled it. Darius Leonard, he's top tier. There should be no debate about that.
Yeah. Or sorry, he's been in the league 4 years. Sorry.
My dark horses, of course, I'm a Texan fan, is going to be Shaq Lawson and Justin Reed. I think
My dark horse is
DeForest Buckner.
my dark horse is DeForest Buckner. I actually told my wife I wanted a DeForest Buckner jersey for my birthday. So
I think for the Titans, I'd love to see Kevin Byard become like the interception machine that he used to be. Bud Dupree, maybe Simmons.
Why didn't we think about Bud Dupree for comeback player of the year?
He did. He said that.
We did talk about it for a minute, but
okay. It died down because then we realized TJ Watt wasn't next to him. Yeah.
Well, the obvious was Julio, but yeah, I think defense for the Titans, who could be the MVP. I think just Kevin Byard stands out. I think maybe Evans, but I don't think we're competing in terms of a defensive player. Like the Colts definitely have the best defense in the division.
Yeah.
That's all right. Well, at least we have the best something, right?
All right. On that, let's end this with a.
We get our throwback uniforms.
Yeah.
That happened too.
It's not till next year.
That's true, 2022. But I guess that. Well, I mean, what kind of? I mean, I guess the Titans would be the only ones really doing it. And get Oiler uniforms, I guess.
Yeah, you get throwback helmets, is what it was, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you can wear the helmets.
Colts has some throwback
jerseys would come with it too.
We finally used those blue
Jaguars
Baltimore Raven. Yeah, the Baltimore Colts.
Yeah,
the Baltimore Colts helmets. I'm actually kind of excited about that because I really like those helmets.
And Jacksonville has the same old ugly helmet, this different helmet. So
they should throw back to the black that faded to gold. That was a winner.
Yeah, so it was such a winner they kept it going. Yeah, because that's all they do in Jacksonville is win, right? You know, they're used to it.
I can't believe we were this close to seeing that uniform in the Super Bowl.
Oh, those throw up ones. Jesus Christ.
We were so close.
I would have cried so hard.
If only Miles Jack wasn't down.
If only he didn't know how to. If only he knew how to catch a football properly.
Oh well, fellas, on that we're gonna end on a high note. Any last words for you, Maurice?
Yeah. Hashtag Dame to Dallas, baby. Come on, get it started.
John, you gotta kick it with a little Knox X and Jesus.
I gotta go get my mayo.
Get your mayo, yeah.
My mayo.
Guys, if you haven't followed us on Twitter, we're at AFCFB. We're, I think, last I checked, 8 people away from our goal, 750. Let's get us up to that 1,000. Let's do it. Come on, we need you. Other than that, tune up. Next week we'll have Matt Overton, long snapper for the Jaguars and the Colts. And then after that,
Titans. Year.
And after that, we'll have the Houston Texans' very first 1,000-yard runner, Jonathan Wells. So keep your ear out for us, and have a good 4th of July. Everybody have a good one.
Thanks, guys. Hey, thanks for following us on Twitter. We love you guys. We're actually now 8 followers away from 750. So
there you go, 8. Have a good one, guys.
Later. Peace.